go. All right, I think we're all connected up. Monday morning, it is 31 degrees in Hampstead, Maryland. And actually, that's as warm as it's going to get today. I think it's going to get colder throughout the day. It's going to be a little chilly. Be in the 20s for a day and a half, 2 days maybe. We have 3 deliveries today, and they're all in the van. So we're just going to do a big loop, our Monday morning loop. Go. Oh, I should clean off the window. I didn't realize it's going to go. Mistake, but we're going to shrug. I think we're going to stick with the window the way it is. Maybe I will wipe that off when we get down to the first spot. So good morning, folks. Update. Yesterday's episode, I spent most of the time talking about the fact that I just hit a deer, which I did. And then at the end of our trip yesterday, I tried to ride by where I hit him to see if I could see where he ended up. And I couldn't see him yesterday. So like when we were riding past the spot yesterday in the live stream, I didn't see him. But when I left the bakery yesterday and was headed home, I went a little slower in that area, and I found him. He was off the road, and there's a little bit of a slant. So you couldn't see him as clearly from the road, but yeah, he went over the lane for traffic and over the shoulder. I mean, maybe he did look like he was flying though when I hit him, so he probably did fly over that lane, fly over the shoulder, and just kind of land on the embankment. But it's a downward hill, so you can't see it from below. But anyway, he's there. He's laying there peacefully. And then I saw another one. There was another new one it was on the other side of the road. Actually, we're going that way. So they're just a very, very highly populated deer spot. also a ladder in the traffic lane. 795 north, north of Franklin Boulevard before you get to 140, or well, where you get to the split where 795 ends. In the left-hand lane, there's a ladder. It's about 6 feet into the lane when I went by. About to enter the killing fields. There we go. We don't need mine's completely off the road. Down here, coming up on the right there, that's T-Bone. That's T-Bone. He's been there for a while now. And then there's a new one. I should rename my channel like Deer Hunter. Probably get more views. On the left, down here a little bit. There you go. I think he's right on that light. See right there. God. So that's 3 deer in the stretch of maybe what, half a mile, maybe a mile almost. I went to bed early last night, so that was good. Got some pretty good sleep. try the windshield wiper cleaner thing, but I'm afraid that would make it worse. Today I will, after I finish deliveries this morning, I get home, probably stop at Walmart first. Then I want to go and make an appointment at this place, Auto Collision Specialist. Is the name of the place. I think I went to them like long time ago. The other day, and I thought it was kind of basically what I did was, wow, I took the picture of that street that's riding through the farmland. I took that picture and I just told AI to turn it into a wintry scene and put Santa Claus with reindeer on it. So that's what AI came up with, which is nice, but I think it's a little dark. Like I realize for Santa Claus to be on his sleigh, it would be nighttime. And at first I kind of like it. I mean, I like the picture, but I think it's a little dark. Maybe I have to put some text on it or something. Also, it did kind of make Santa Claus a little bigger than I had thought. I think we're going to see yellow, maybe. Yeah, wow. It's a long green light. really surprised at. Actually, the guy that I was watching, I was really surprised at this. The guy I was watching, he's Score Jason. Score Jason is the name. And he got on, I don't know what the name of the ride is anymore. It's like the water ride where you're riding through like I guess it's in Frontierland. It seemed like a country atmosphere, but it's like a water ride. And he was sitting in the front. He got kind of wet. I'm like, I don't know if I would, because they're not just carrying their phone. They've got the phone. He's got those guys kind of walk around with a backpack that has, chargers, cables, chargers. It's a whole production. And most of them use a gimbal, and which I'm thinking about getting. Why did we just do that? Oh, are you really seriously? Come on. That was a little rude. Yeah, they use gimbals, and I think they're a pretty sensitive piece of equipment. That's the thing that kind of stabilizes your camera. 6 miles, 6 minutes. Idea on hold for a long time until I figure out how much it's going to cost to repair my car. I get this. So yesterday I did two things with AI. I put a copy of my insurance policy and the declaration page, which has all the details, into AI, and I said, take a look at this and tell me how much I should expect to pay for this. I hit a deer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling you, it came back with it read through the whole thing. Basically, it's not good news. I won't get into that, but it did give me all, it read through the whole thing, like within a minute. Within less than a minute, I had a full summary of what to expect. And it's kind of what I thought anyway, but I wanted somebody else to look at it. So I did that. Then I put a picture of the damage in there, and I said, here's my car. I gave it the details on what make, model, all that kind of stuff. So here's my car. Here's a picture. Can you give me kind of like a rough guess of what you think this is going to cost? And it came back with like a very detailed, all right, here's what I think on the best case scenario, cheapest. Then it had like a mid case, and it said, as an example, the corner of my hood is, it has a little bit of a dent in it, and it's not completely down. I mean, it's lashed, but there's something. I mean, you wouldn't even, if you walk by, you might not even notice it, but it's definitely not down all the way. It's pushed back a little bit or something, but it's hardly noticeable, and the dent really isn't that bad. So AI was saying, part of the best case scenario is that they fix the hood, that they don't replace it, because a lot of places are very very prone to just replacing stuff instead of repairing it, and like that's a difference of like $3,000. AI came back and said, if you replace the hood, it's going to be closer to $3,000 to replace the hood, where I don't remember what the exact number was to repair it, but it was considerably, considerably less. So, I mean, at least when I go to the auto body shop, I can talk like I know what I'm talking about now. Even though I don't. I can walk in there with some confidence that I know what I'm talking about. Starting to do record my trip to the bakery in the morning. I don't know though. I think that's a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that I have that picture in my head of the deer flying through the sky. Look, there's a motorcycle. I thought about that too. Speaking of the deer, that motorcycle. Did you see the motorcycle on the side of the road? I was thinking about that. Like, if you're riding a motorcycle and you run into a little group of deer like that are running across the road, that's scary. Like, I mean, honestly, I slammed into that deer and he flew off, but I mean, aside from sort of a little bit of a thud noise, it was relatively transparent to me. how much this place says I might have to spend. And then I also looked at rental cars because I don't know how long I'll need it, but it looked like rental cars were like just for your average car was like $360 for a week if you're doing it by the week, or $1,000, $1,100 for a month. I don't know how long it's going to take. So that's the other thing. And then if it gets to be too much, then I gotta make a decision. That's the conversation I was having with AI yesterday. I mean, it's crazy to me. But AI is like, well, now you've got, here's the point where you need to start thinking, based on the value of the car. I mean, my car is a 2013, but it only has 96,000 miles on it. It's in good shape mechanically, and everything else. I mean, the rest of the car's fine. I love the car, so I would lean toward fixing it. All possible. If reasonable, let's put it that way. All right, here we are. Location number 1. Let's get this unloaded. Head down to see, it's got like it's a weird kind of sparkly looking. See that? Yeah. Definitely gotta clean that. Park, we're gonna go like that. Alright, I'll let you look inside the car. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna go in. Stay here. Got the yucky tray today. I mean, the yucky rack. confusing, man. Oh, let's do the window real quick. So when I go in there and I come out, I have to put like a little booklet thing, paper, whatever it is, like a newspaper type thing, in the door to keep it from closing. And it fell out on me today. What? Oh, look at that. All right, let me clean this window. That's going to have to be good for now. I don't want to use the... I think that'll be good. All right, let's go. Here we go. I don't like to get to the second delivery. Sometimes she's not there till closer to 6. So this will be good. Timing is good. Girls, drop off some boxes of Danishes, Eclairs. It's not too bad right now, but I think it is full. I still haven't, what was it? It was almost a week, 2 weeks ago maybe? I think it was almost 2 weeks ago that I bought the mount for where I could mount the camera on my chest or on my forehead. I think it just sounds funny that I put it on my forehead. But I still haven't done that. Like, it's sitting at home. You ever do that? Ever like buy something and then you're like all excited about it arriving, and then for whatever reason you don't get to it for a while, and you're like, why was I in such a hurry to get that thing? And you touch it for 2 weeks. But I am looking forward to it. At least trying it out. I don't think it's going to have a real practical use. The guys that live stream from Disney need one. Actually, the guy I was watching yesterday doesn't have one. And somebody in the live chat asked him if he was going to ride, I think Tron was the ride they were talking about, which is more like a roller coaster kind of thing. And he said no, he can't ride Tron yet because you can't hold, like rides like that, they won't let you hold your camera. You've got to have everything securely fastened. So I think he has something that like fastens it to his arm, but they didn't say that was good enough. But I know I have seen people ride with the chest straps. And I've never seen anybody try with the forehead thing. I've never actually seen anybody wearing the forehead thing. But I think it's probably a very what do you call it? Like jerky kind of motion to it. Probably either one. And I don't walk around with it a lot. I mean, I did the other day. I went to a Christmas tree lighting concert. The concert was fine because I have like that tripod thing you just kind of instantly extend. That worked out great. But when you're walking around, even that's kind of hard to keep a steady frame. And you really need to do that. I was looking at, I mean, I've seen people walking around, and it's a very wobbly picture. It's hard to keep your attention. Actually, you know what's very important too? Audio. Audio is very important. You don't realize it until I hope somebody told this guy. I listened to Scott Adams does a podcast. I just think he's funny. I think he's very funny, and he does a podcast every day. And the other day I was listening to him, and I think he thought it was a good microphone, but it really isn't. He's using the microphone on his phone, like he has an iPhone, and he thinks it's a really good microphone, but it just doesn't. Maybe it's where he puts it or how he's got it set up. But he was doing that yesterday, and I wasn't impressed. It was like, it sounded more like echoey or hollow, or I don't know what the right word is, but so I think audio is actually a pretty important thing too. These guys that walk around Disney parks, they've got that down pat. I don't know what, I haven't quite figured out what they do. Okay. Spot number 2. I think I'll leave the car. I'll leave the van on. Turn you around. This is where I got that great shot of that guy the other day that was, thought he was going to rob me. Door's locked. Let me call her. Now, it'll go quiet when I'm making this phone call, so just bear with me. right, 2 down, 1 to go. 6 o'clock, we are right on time. Nobody look. We're going out the end. We're going out the end. What is that? Today is... when you're like little and it seemed like it took forever for time to go by? Let me just tell you, when you get older, when you get old, it goes by so fast you can't believe it. To fine-tune my channel a little bit, because what I want to do is, I don't know if I want to separate it into different channels. I think that's what people do. I kind of don't really want to do that, but I do have different, you know, like, if you ever notice, most people like have just one single theme to their channel, right? Like they're you know, it has either an educational, like somebody's either online posting, you know, short videos that are teaching you something about a subject. That's one thing. Or you have people that are kind of commenting on the news. So you have people like I would say, like Scott Adams. But he's actually a combination. He's a combination of entertaining and the news. But he kind of puts an entertaining twist on the news. So he goes through current events and kind of discusses them. And it's just, I just think his perspective on things makes me laugh. And then you've got like the news, you know, people that are commenting on the news and things. You've got people who are teaching you something, and then you've got just this straight up entertainment stuff. Like, I guess the people that walk around Disney, you know, like, it's just fun for me at least. I mean, I'm sure not everybody's into it, but it's just kind of interesting watching people. You kind of, if you put it on a big screen TV, kind of mentally put yourself there. I still haven't figured out if they have some connection to Disney. I mean, I know they don't work for Disney, but I don't know if they need Disney's permission to do that stuff. There's a lot of them do it. And it's funny because they all have a different approach to it.
EP87,591 says Craycray conspiracies.
Craycray conspiracies. That's true. That's very true. some people on there online. I don't know if you've ever watched clips from Candace Owens. I like Candace Owens. Like, she's spunky, and you know, initially she's like one of those people that just talks so fast that you figure she must be right. And she's very forceful, and she has gone off. Like, she's primarily focused now on conspiracy theories. Like, as soon as she said that, I thought of her. And you get sucked into it. If you watch it, it's like, she was the one. I mean, she was driving that Macron's wife conspiracy. She was driving that hard. You know, that she really isn't a woman. I don't know. Lately, she's been going off with a Charlie.
PD87,591 says she said dinosaurs are fake and gay.
Fake and gay. Well, you can't be fake and gay. She's got to pick one. Yeah, I mean, there's some people in that. I don't know what to think. Right now, my conspiracy theory is that deer are out to get us. Can you imagine? This thought went through my mind the other day.
PD87,591 says she deserves the title of Craycray.
Yeah, she does. That's actually a good point. But could you imagine, here's what I was thinking the other day. Because yesterday I ended up seeing, throughout the day I probably saw about 12 to 15 deer yesterday, throughout the day. Because it started as soon as when I opened my kitchen door yesterday to let my dog out. There were 4 of them standing around my car. And of course, they ran as soon as AJ saw them. But they ran into the neighbor's yard. But that was just the start of it. Throughout the day, but altogether I saw about 12, definitely more than 10. I'm going to say it was 12 to 15. But so the thought that went through my mind yesterday as I was driving home from the bakery was, what if deer were a predatory animal? You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, we're actually very fortunate that we don't have a lot of animals running around that could, if given the chance, eat you. You know what I mean? But imagine if deer were like that. Like, if you had to, like, if you saw a deer, you'd have to, like, run to your car or run into your building or whatever you were doing. Because there's a lot of deer out there. And imagine if they were, like, animal that you would fear. I mean, we got bears, I guess, but bears don't really see that many of them. I don't know. I think we need to stay on the good side of deer.
PD87,591 says gives new meaning to the deer hunter.
Yeah. They probably get paid to do that. Well, I don't understand why anybody goes hunting. We were talking about this the other day. I don't understand why anybody goes hunting when all you have to do is drive up and down about 30. You know? Say from 2 to 5 a.m. every day. Just drive up and down 30 from Hampstead to Reisterstown. You're bound to get one. You can be in your warm car, listening to the radio or whatever. You don't have to be sitting in a tree stand. And you know, if you don't want to hit them, you can at least, you're going to see them, so you can just jump out of the car real quick and shoot them. Can you do that? There's an idea. Why not? They're all over the place. I mean, what's the challenge in deer hunting?
87,591 says they have a deal with auto body shops.
I believe that. I think maybe auto body shops, this could be a thing. Auto body shops could start breeding deer. You go to your auto body shop and behind the shop, they've got this huge field, a stable, and they're just breeding deer. I can see that. You know, I've caught myself a couple of times. This is really dumb, but I've caught myself a couple of times over the past month or so as we've been talking about deer, because they're all over the place. I mean, there's 3 of them just along Route 30 right now. So I can tell you exactly where they are. And one is down in the ditch, but the other 2 are right on the shoulder, so you can see them as you go by. But so the conversation comes up occasionally, and I've caught myself a couple times, and this is very embarrassing and stupid, but I've caught myself saying deers. I hate that. I hate when I do that. It's like little dumb stuff like that that just drives me crazy sometimes. Pouring at Disney last night. Pouring. Trouble with his phone recently. He keeps saying that he has all the, full signal, but there's been a lot of buffering going on. The other day he had flipped the camera to face himself, and then that's when it froze. So it's just for 2 or 3 minutes, it was just his big head right there in the screen. And he had just flipped it, so he hadn't really started talking yet, but his face was right there. He hadn't even really moved it so that it would look normal. It was funny. You gotta. But I guess, I don't know what it looks like when I buffer. Does the screen just freeze and then you get the little circle in the middle for a second? That's what happens on his. Because I only see it, all I've ever been able to see is the recording at the end of the day. And that just jumps over those sections. Go to a train. van.
KB87591 says yes, the screen freezes and the circle spins. At KB87591 says just did it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it does. I mean, I thought that's what it does. I think when I was using a cellular connection, it would just get all like, you know that it was going to drop for a second because it would get all funky looking. And it was much, the audio, I think the audio, even though it does drop the connection.
KB87591 says I did not see your big face.
No, well I didn't turn the camera around. Yeah, so you gotta be careful with this. When you're in an area that could freeze, you don't want to make any odd expressions. Why are those bridges are... They've always been horrible. They're always just like rough. It always seems like they're working on them. They've got cones up or whatever, barrels and stuff, but they're always rough. And they're both like that.
KB87591 says imagine if they didn't work on them.
Yeah, that's true. If this is the good version, we'd be in big trouble. There'd be like just gaps where the cars would just drop right through to the reservoir. noticed this morning that my left headlight in my car is pointed a little bit more toward the center. So like when I'm driving along, the left side of the lane is not lit very well because that headlight is pointed toward the center of the road now. So from the center to the right-hand side of the lane, it's very bright. At least it's still on now. I don't think they can give you a ticket for a misaligned headlight, can they? Well, they probably can. Like if your headlight was misaligned and it was pointing up, that would be good. It'd be like you had your high beams on all the time.
maybe 87,591 says oncoming traffic appreciates that.
Yeah, they probably really like it now. The way it is in my car right now, they'd probably be very happy.
maybe 87,591 says when you build a time machine.
No, I think it's coming. You don't think we're going to get there? I do. I think it will get below $2.50. I don't think it will go below $2. Not in Maryland. What are they doing with that bridge? How are they making progress on that? You know, the one down in Francis Scott Key. I haven't really kept up with that. I know they got it all cleaned up. Also, I wonder if are they going to still call it the Francis Scott Key Bridge even when they rebuild it?
maybe 87,591 says I haven't heard.
2 seconds to see if they come out. Because I learned the other day that they play a game in there, and they sometimes they'll ask each other, "You think he's going to call before we open the door?" And today I am. So here we go. It will go silent for just a second while I make this. Watch, they're going to open the door as soon as I hit this button. Oh, good morning. Dog treat. Deliveries are done. Dog treats have been delivered. The dogs of Eldersburg can rest assured. Here we go. I meant to wipe that off. You know what? Let me give you 2 seconds. Remember yesterday I mentioned the fact that the rear camera is mucked up. I'm sure it's just from road salt. Oh my God, that's so good. It's like a brand new car. It's crazy. I think I'm gonna go back to the bakery in reverse just because that camera is so beautiful right now. Phew. Hey, what's the deal? There's a, I keep hearing more stuff about this comet, asteroid, whatever it is, that's headed toward Earth. Isn't it supposed to come close to us, like sometime this month? I don't know, yesterday or the day before, I heard it has some kind of element in it. I don't know how they know all this stuff. Did they land something on it? Is a, one of the fundamental basis for life. Like, they're not saying there's life on this thing, but they're just saying that it has something in it that supports life. I don't know. I keep hearing people say, you want to talk about conspiracy theories, there's people saying all kinds of things about this thing. Comet. It's not a comet. Asteroid, I think, is the better word. Alien spaceship. And are we supposed to be able to see it? See, this is the other thing I don't know.
At KB87591 says, I think you might be taking about 2 different asteroids.
Really? Are there 2 of them coming? I've only ever thought we were talking about 1, but maybe it is 2. I don't know its name. Heard there was, and I now take this for what it's worth here. I heard this in a chat room when I'm in the Disney live streams. So I have not.
87,591 says the one with the building blocks of life is one that we've known about for a while and landed a craft on it to pick up and return samples a few years ago.
Oh. So that's not necessarily the one that's going to hit the Earth. Okay, that makes sense. That would explain how they know what's on it. That makes sense. Huh. But what I was trying to say was in the chat room when I was watching the Disney thing like 2 days ago. I don't think this wasn't yesterday. I think it was the day before. Somebody said that there was an earthquake up in like northern Canada / Alaska. I think it was a magnitude 7, which sounds like a pretty bad earthquake. But I would imagine they're like nobody's living up there. You know what I mean? Like it probably affected 4 people. And I don't think they were probably in a high rise. So that's probably why it's not getting any. I haven't heard anybody talk about it outside of the chat room. Maybe it's not even true. I'm starting to not believe. I would say 80%. No, maybe even more than that. Of the stuff that I see. I'm really not like all of the AI stuff that people make that does not appeal to me at all. I don't like it. I mean, I don't dislike it. I just find it a complete waste of time to watch made up bullshit. I just don't do it. But I'm sure there are also people out there that say, I don't get it. These people that just drive along in their truck, they drive along in their van. I'm not into watching people just drive. It's bullshit. There's somebody out there saying that. Nope, that was a police car. Police car on the left. A sheriff, to be exact. I've learned from watching the other streams that the live chat is typically maybe 15, 20 seconds behind. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is actually. I don't know if Janet mentioned that the other day. She mentioned that her comments were coming across. And then I started paying attention to that in other rooms, and I think it's about 15. More than 10, but I would say 15 to 20 seconds in most cases, which is a while. Park and ride here gets a steady flow of people. I mean, it's never full, but it's a respectable amount of people every day.
AD87,591 says the asteroid with the life stuff is Bennu, the thing coming close is COM3I Atlas.
The one that's coming close, when is that going to happen? Is that this month? Like, for some reason, December 19th sticks in my head.
AD87,591 says comet. December 19th.
So we do have that part right. That if scientists and the government knew or felt fairly certain that there was some comet or asteroid headed toward the Earth, do you think that they would tell anybody? Or would they not tell anybody because the panic would be so catastrophic? I don't know. Honestly, don't know if they would tell you. I also don't know if they could keep it a secret, though, you know? Like, if one person in the government knew that, would you be able to keep that? Never know.
AD87,591 says half the people wouldn't believe it.
That's true. That's true. But the half that did believe it, they would just go totally apeshit, wouldn't they? Like, I mean, look at what happened with COVID. People are just like, you scare people, they'll do anything.
AB 87,591 says you mean more than they're going now.
I think we're actually living in a relatively calm state right now. I mean, people aren't like freaking out at the moment. Some little pockets of them, but that's always the case. I mean, the 60s was a pretty wild time.
AB 87,591 says I'll keep my mouth shut.
About the 60s, I mean, they were killing people all over the place. It's a pretty wild time. Deputy Sheriff. Why would it matter to us if it was the sheriff or the deputy sheriff? You know? Is there a big difference about what they can do? Ooh. Getting a little rattle, a little tray rattle.
AB 87,591 says yeah. Imagine if armed and masked gunmen were rounding up people on the streets. AB 87,591 says I'll stop now.
Yeah. Probably good. Let's just say we don't agree on that topic for sure. Oh, look, there's a star on top of the junkyards. Oh no, that's orange. There's a barn behind the junkyard. So it looks like there's a star on top of the junkyard when you drive by, which would be an odd decorative ornament on a junkyard. Of days getting shorter. It's really, I'm thinking this used to be pretty much daylight. And that was even after daylight savings. So daylight savings would be jump ahead, right, spring forward. So if we were still in daylight savings time, it would be going on 8 o'clock right now, right? Is that right? Spring forward, yeah. Oh yeah, so it's actually pretty dramatic, the amount of time it moves back and forth.
AP 87,591 says yes, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, so see. Oh, it is starting to get brighter here. It looks brighter on the camera than it does in real life. I've noticed that. Like, it is starting to get a little brighter now, but I think whatever the lighting does on a camera, it kind of makes it look like it's a little brighter than it is. Today I was on 795 driving up to the bakery, and there was a ladder in the left-hand lane. It must have been at least 6 feet into the lane. And it was where, like, when you get closer to the top of 795, where I had gotten over to the left-hand lane because going north. Look, this guy doesn't keep the lights on. This major Christmas. Whoa, got a lot of trash. Sit down. This probably doesn't have the lights on. Maybe they go off automatically at a certain time.
AP 87,591 says time for school drop-off.
All right.
At KB 87,591 says safe travels.
Thank you, you too. Watch out for the wild animals. Squiggly clouds over there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that when we turn this corner. But I think it's some clouds in this thing. They're very squiggly. I mean, I don't think they're clouds. I think they're airplane trails. First time I was taking this route back to the bakery, I accidentally made that left-hand turn instead of waiting until this one. I didn't go very far, but I did make the wrong turn initially. I don't know where that other road goes. So today was pretty smooth. 3 easy deliveries. I have to figure out my auto body work. See what I'm going to do with that today. I think I will go to Walmart. Might have enough battery power to do a quick Walmart run. Live stream. And then this evening, I got to figure out what I'm doing this evening. There's a park that has lights, so you kind of walk through it at night with dogs. So I don't know if I would live stream that or not. There's one lone cow walking along the hill. I don't talk during that one section. You know, it'd be funny. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I've sort of trained myself to not talk during certain sections of the ride because I think it's where I might disconnect. I mean, it might happen anyway, but there are certain areas there, just because there's tree coverage or whatever, I know it kind of usually drops. But the funny thing is, I was wondering, like, I wonder if I'm ever riding with somebody in my car, will I automatically just stop talking during those sections? Oh, look at my car. A little headlight. See it? Oh, it's sad. Right there. Look. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, man. I just want to back up all the time now. Because that mirror is clear as a bell. All right, folks. Well, thanks for viewing. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll set up a stream if I'm going to do the thing tonight. I got to just talk with a couple people and see how I'm going to get over there, how that's going to work. But be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock. It's a later day for me. One short run. But so I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.